Oh, hello everybody, and welcome to CCA Season 6. Week 5. We got a very exciting matchup for you folks as we are going to be seeing PSU Fishfishfishfishfishfish versus Push. Very excited for both these teams coming out here. Everybody, must win for both these teams.
What this match is going to be like today. Definitely a key match for both teams wanting to make it into playoffs, with Fish to the 5th being 2-1 and Push being 2-2.
Yeah, for sure. Both these teams, as we said, win will pretty much guarantee them the playoffs. But Fish, as we've just said, they're only 2-1, so they are going to be having another matchup tomorrow against UDeep. UDeep, the undefeated team in their group, that's going to be big for them. But the first step is beating Push here. So as we see, both these teams are getting very excited to play Zones Mahi. I personally hate this map, but what do you think about it, Malakai?
I am a big fan of Zones Mahi. Definitely one of my favorite map modes here. Although it's better once the water goes down. That's when it becomes playable.
Oh goodness! The last match I was commentating, my fellow commentator said that they love CDS. So we're 0-2 of my last two commentators. But all jokes. But yeah, looks like we're going to be jumping right on in here to Zones Mahi. This is going to be the first game. Just started here. 0-0, folks. We see these matching banners from Push, really showing that synergy. And hopefully the internet stays stable for us as we see a custom explode coming out, a vanilla custom explode coming out.
Ooh, both teams opting for the Nautilus with the splashdown.
Ooh, yeah, I do see that here. As I also like to notice that PSU Fishfishfishfishfish is not running a cooler. Obviously, you don't see that too much as the looks like the undercover is going to go down early here.
Yep. Both teams. Oh, Fish going 2 down. Push attacking the zone here.
Yeah, but this crab tank's going to be online. Andru's going to pop it a little bit early. Finds a pick. Going to try to find another. Another one's weak there in the zone. I wonder if Fish is going to move in with this crab tank. But it doesn't look like this. As Andru trying to make a hero play, finds one. Oh, but unfortunately they can't find the other, but they get the zone.
They get the zone. With now Push being down and Fish with the advantage, really putting on the pressure. Unfortunately, Arctan going down to the bucket.
Yeah, this bucket has his strikes online. They're going to elect to pop them, but this Wavebreaker and Splashdown combo is going to do damage, but unfortunately they cannot find a pick and they're going to get punished. It's going to be just this Wellstring left from Deyeeted.
Alright, let's see. The Slosher's poking up the ledge here, really putting on the pressure. Fish is going to need a special to help push them out. With the Thunder going down once more. Oh, but the Wellstring getting the shot on the bucket.
Ooh. Okay, this this Nautilus finding a double there between the Splashdown and their main weapon. It looks like now that PSU Fish is going to have one chance to retake the zone, but with 2 specials online, it's certainly possible.
It most likely is. With the 2 specials coming out, the wave is out, and there's a Reef Slider online. Will they be able to push off of this and cap the zone with Push going 1 down? Slider coming out from Arctan, and it flips the zone.
Yeah, great slider there by Arctan, able to cap the zone, put a penalty onto Push. But we see here Arctan trying to fight this, but the Splashdown comes out to get the zone. That's going to be numbers advantage for Fish, as PSU Arctan is moving in, but the Splashdown, oh, but they stay alive, big!
Get the Splashdown cancel with the strikes coming out on the side of Push. Let's see, the zone is back in possession of Fish. Arctan putting on the pressure on the Expo, getting the pick. But unfortunately going down to the knot.
Yeah, but they have Andru there, right, to retaliate. Able to find that pick. It's just the Slosher on the side of Push left. But I think Fish really needs to move up here because they're allowing Push to get back into their court pretty easily.
Definitely are, especially with the cooler just coming out on the side of Push. It'll be their time to make a move with the strikes. But oh, the strikes go down, but they will be back fast with the cooler.
But yeah, they're only going to have one more chance.
Strikes coming up, flipping the zone to the side of Push. Push going 2 down with Fish 3 up. Splashdown coming up from Keylime.
Yeah, this Nautilus here is going to have the Splashdown line. I wonder how aggressive they're going to play with it, because these and I feel like anyone with the splashdown, your first thought is just run forward and use it. But they find the pick. They're going to go for another one. Big splashdown with the fist. Then they're going to get another, but the undercover stays alive. It's numbers even here, but this penalty's going down quick.
With the Reef Slider online, can it flip the zone here? It does does flip it from Arctan. They're not over yet. Everyone's still in the game. Really fighting for control here in this first match.
Yeah, this slider's been big for fish, allowing them to stall the zone. And this crab tank on top of that is going to be big if they can find a pick here. Trying to pressure back this Explo. Slider working in with that, finds a pick. And now, with 2 numbers down for push.
Let's see. Can Fish really press the advantage here to keep them push locked out, going numbers even?
Yeah, it looks like Deyeeted here is putting a lot of AoE out with this well string. I believe they found a pick there. Splashdown coming out from Keylime, unfortunately cannot find a pick. There's going to be 1 chance left for push to get back this zone, and these strikes are going to be a big key to do so. Waiting to see when they're going to pop these strikes. Strikes coming out now, trying to work with that. Looks like the well string is trying to apply pressure, and push is going to get the cap.
Nice flip from push there. They're really putting it. They're showing that they're not over yet. They're really giving Fish a nice fight. But with the slider ready, can they get the pick? Push back in control.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to push back into the enemy side, but the splashdown coming out. But Arctan stays alive with that undercover shield.
20 seconds left. Push has 1 more chance. Can they be able to push back it and get the flip? Let's see.
Yeah, they're just going to try to build these specials. Noticing that Slosher has the strikes online. Explo has the rain. There's going to be 2 numbers down. Push is going to get this zone back, but there's going to be 1 that goes down. They have the zone. It's just the well string left on the side of Fish. And now with the respawning, Push needs to hold them out for just about 20 more seconds.
Yeah, but will Fish be able to push back in and get this lead here? With the crab tank coming out, trying to find a pick, we see the well string going down. Clock is ticking
but the
down.
splashdown. Oh, got 1.
The zone flip.
They're going to take the zone back to Slider.
Huge slider from Arctan there. What a game, what a game. With the first match going to Fish.
Fish. 3 slider cheeses from Arctan was able to keep Fish just ahead enough to take this game, and Fish is going to take the first game of this set. What did you think about that match?
That match was really good. Both teams putting their all in, trying to get that early lead on, because this match is going to be crucial for both of them. Really good plays from both. The sliders definitely are helping. And the splashdowns, too, from Push were really nice. They keep consistently finding picks.
Yeah, I think everyone's special play was really well. And like you said before, key matchup for both these teams, as a loss here is likely going to eliminate whatever team loses. So both of these teams, even though there was only 1 game played, I know both these teams are still going to play their hearts out, as we see a substitution come out from Fish, as it looks like Luna is going to be taking the place from Keylime, as we are heading into Tower Control Inkblot.
Tower Control Inkblot. One of my personal favorites here.
I can agree with that. But yeah, Tower Control Inkblot is going to be really interesting. I could see Arctan switching to something that has a little more like AoE cover on the tower, but we're obviously going to have to see. It looks like Push is also going to be substituting, as we see they cancel it right before.
Both teams opting for
I
this.
can see
really
it.
Thinking about it. It's never over until it's over.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this as well, but both these teams do have 5 players on the roster, so substitutes are possible from both. As Tower Control Inkblot feel like it's home for the infamous Tri-Slosher. I'm not sure if Arctan's going to pull it out, but we would love to see some Inkjet action. Knowing Arctan, though, this would be the perfect map for Tri-Slosher. Then they pull something like A-Nova out, and you'd be like, what are you doing? So
let him cook.
True. And only time will tell what cooking will be done in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you're Push here, though, still like it came down to 1 last slider cheese. If that slider was not there, you win that game. So still holding your head up high. You have a fresh slate, Tower Control Inkblot. And yeah, like obviously those heartbreaking losses are rough, but you can't let them rattle you too much. So just regroup And retaliate.
Exactly. Regroup, retaliate, reset, regroup. And definitely key to this match is making sure they get into bats and are able to hold it.
Bats.
That has been engraved into my mind.
Yeah, the fish are going to be trying to take the bats. But yeah, we are going to be getting started here in just a moment as we are waiting for the last to ready up. Arctan, being one of the ones who aren't readied up, has me thinking that there's going to be some interesting weapon choice coming out from here.
Let's see. And Push is really thinking hard about what they want to pull out on their side, too. Oh, the match is going to be starting just momentarily.
Definitely here. And we are going to be jumping in, tower control Inkblot, take the bats, take the tower, throw bombs on the tower. And yeah, that's pretty much how you play. We got one substitute from each team. And taking a look at this, we got the custom Explo and the Ink Brush coming out from Push. And Arctan's going to be pulling out the Luna Blaster.
Luna Blaster, interesting pick. Oh.
See, there's always moments like that where it's like, the other Luna Blaster's right there. I feel like Hammer with like the buff and stuff. But like, I trust the process. Arctan finds the early pick here, but unfortunately goes down. This X-Blow, it's going to be numbers even with just Deyeeted and Luna. Notice the Zap playing a little bit further back than you typically see from a Zap player.
Yeah, and they do have a cooler ready online. 2 socials online on the side of Fish, with Push taking the tower, getting the knot going down here. Wadebreaker coming out from Keylime.
Yes, Arctan's going to find a pick there on the left side. Deyeeted here with this well string. But Arctan's going to find another pick on a trade. Deyeeted just providing all this AoE, but it looks like someone's trying to get in there from underneath, and they're forced to back this tower up as this Zap is going to push in. Ooh.
Great explosion coming out on, finding 1 pick, Andru going down. The not taking early control bats, finding another pick, and getting a wipeout on Fish.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed, but unfortunately their tower rider goes down, so it's going to stall a little bit of time for Fish to get back into this match. You can hear me struggling to say their name over and over, but this Crab Tank going to provide a lot of value. He's going to find a pick there, but the Ink Brush coming from behind. Oh, but it looks like, I believe Deyeeted there was able to find the trade.
Yeah, great cover from your teammates on that. Oh, wipe out from Fish. Push going 4 down. It's now time for them to retaliate. Arctan looking to take the bats early to get a nice stale hold.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to pop this Zipcaster pretty early. Yeah, going to try to find these picks here. Using the Luna Blaster and their AoE, trying to rush down this custom X-Blow, but the custom X is going to stay alive. They're going to try to punish the jump, and they do. Just Andru and Deyeeted up moving the tower.
Alright, Deyeeted going down. Both teams, numbers even. We have a Crab ready to be popped, which we've probably seen right here on the left stack, trying to find a pick on Push. But
yeah. That Crab is just going to get shredded there with not too much team to work around it. Unfortunately, it's going to be pretty wasted as Andru goes down. And this Zap is going to try to apply a lot of pressure for Push. It looks like they're going to get to the second checkpoint pretty soon unless Fish applies the pressure.
Pretty soon. With a Whale coming out and 2 other specials online on the side of Push. The Zap going down on the side of Fish. They're really backing up in their spawn, but going numbers even, 2 down each.
Yeah, and unfortunately Andru's going to go down. Deyeeted's going to try to place this Wadebreaker to get some value. And unfortunately for them, Push is just going to erase it. And now it's going to be in the danger zone for Fish. The suction bomb might provide some value. Finds a pick. They got to get on this tower quick. The Deyeeted finds 1, but Push is going to retaliate and take this game too.
1-1. Very good game. Push kept up non-stop pressure on Fish, and were able to just keep them pushed back.
Pushed back. Was it intentional or?
It was not intentional.
I see. But yeah, Push just domination for most of that game. Like Fish showed a little bit of life, but just so much pressure there from Push, being able to take game number 2 in a pretty strong fashion. Going to be interesting to see how Fish can regroup after that quick knockout, as it looks like Keylime is going to be coming back in, and Luna is subbing out.
Definitely. Even both teams, it's not over yet. They still got plenty more games to go. With our next map being Rainmaker Manta. As a pen player, I'm not a fan of it.
I see. So it's like whenever there's a map that's good for pen, you'd like? but when it's not good for Penn, no bueno.
Yep, I am biased on that.
Tactical bias, trust.
Tactical bias.
But yeah, Rainmaker Manta is one of those. I feel like Rainmaker Manta is one of those. It's gonna snowball really quick, similar to TC Inkblot. Like whatever team gets on the upper hand first is probably gonna be the team that takes this game. So it's gonna be interesting to see how aggressive each of these teams play.
Absolutely. Once you get that really strong going, like you said, Jay, it snowballs pretty quickly. Especially if they sit up on your bunker.
Oh yeah, being on the bunker there is definitely going to be pretty deadly, as it looks like they're taking a little bit of time to finalize these teams. But as I say that, we're going to have 90 seconds to go till this game starts at the most. But yeah, Rainmaker Manta, I feel like you don't really see it too often. Like I feel like there's other Rainmaker maps that people typically lean towards, but Manta's solid.
It's solid. I'm definitely expecting to still see the Nod pick, as Manta is a Splatling's best friend.
Yeah, I think when I think of Ballpoint and Inkjet, one of the maps I think of is Manta. I think of Manta and I think of Humpback. I think those are the two like Ballpoint / Inkjet like friendly maps. But we're gonna jump right into here actually. Pretty quick. These teams know what they want.
They know what they want and they're ready to roll.
Yeah, we're going to take a peek at these weapon comps here. We see the exact same comp from Push, and it looks like we're going to see double dually comp coming out from Fish.
Certainly an option with the short cooler and beacons providing the skirmish and the cooler that they want to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, Fish is finally going to have this cooler. I think it's really going to help out for both Arctan and Andru. They've been the two main aggro's in the team. I wonder if Arctan knows the slider tech where you get the cooler, you slider, then you jump right out as soon as you land. But only time will tell is Deyeeted is going to go down early here. This Nautilus is playing really aggressive here for Push.
Oh, and Push is taking it up sneaky, trying to get that first check pretty quick. And they are able to break through. As always, they're really putting up the pressure, not letting Fish get a chance to try. But does that going down to Andru?
Yeah, Fish is going to retaliate there, but this Inkbrush staying alive as this skirmisher, and they are going to find a few. Oh, but unfortunately, they do go down to Keylime there. It's going to be numbers advantage for Fish, but they don't really have this forward pressure as the splashdown is going to find the pick on Andru.
Dapple's going down, leaving Fish 2 up. The Nautilus coming through, but the splashdown online, trying to clear out their bunker, does not find a pick, gets punished instead by Andru.
Yeah, Andru is going to try to work with these dualies here. I believe they're going to try to pressure this person in the bunker. They get the assist on it, but they do see this jump, but unfortunately they're going to have to back up. They're probably going to try to pop this crab soon to apply some pressure for their team, and they do. Nautilus is rushing, playing pretty aggressive. They're going to go down. Oh, and the splashdown comes out. Andru's trying to pressure this person rushing the Fish, and it looks like they're going to get the pick here. Fish has the cooler, and they're on the move.
Fish with the Fish, what can we say? They're going to try and break this checkpoint, seeming to opt to go sneaky. But the Knot is watching that little corner there.
Yeah, the Knot's going to play really well there, but unfortunately they go down. This pedestal was not painted, so they're going to take a little extra time to get it there, but they do get the checkpoint. The Wavebreaker's online. Splashdown comes out. Oh, but Deyeeted really needs to keep this alive. Oh!
Unfortunate. With the slider coming out, finding another pick. Will one of them grab to try and keep the lead going here? Which they do. The Crab Tank coming out, really putting the pressure to try and clear the way for the Fish to take the Rainmaker, and it's, oh, what a nice push from here, on Fish here.
Yeah, I think Deyeeted made up for falling off by helping Keylime get all the way down to 7. That's big as we see this custom Explo find to pick on Andru. They're going to dive onto the shield, give it a big old hug, and it looks like they're going to pop the splashdown, make sure the shield stays their color so that Fish can't get any more. But it's just as Explo left, they're going to be a wipeout. The Fish take the Fish, and they dunk the Fish onto the pedestal made for Fish.
It's for Fish. Holy Fish gaming is all I can say there. Fish with the Fish, dunking the Fish.
On the pedestal made for Fish.
Fish.
You've seen it here, folks. As quad Fish mayhem coming out from these 4 fishes, with an additional Fish being a substitute, and Fish is going to take game number 3.
What a game. At first, Push was really putting up the pressure in the earlier half, but Fish was able to quickly turn around, snowballing it into a pretty quick KO.
Definitely, and with that, I think Fish just like showed that they weren't keeling over that quick, especially given that rough TC Ink block game. And now the ball is going to be in Push's court to see if they can come back and take this game number 4. That's going to be on Clamblitz Scorch Gorge. What do you have to say about this map?
Clamblitz Scorch Gorge. It's definitely one of those maps that's key where you work with your team to get on to that window and really break it, because you can get picked off easily if you go off alone. So teamwork is going to be really crucial for setting up and getting a nice solid push going.
Yeah, definitely. I think the main thing to note for this Clam Scorch map is Andru's crab take, I think, is going to provide a lot of value, as a crab on top mid can rain so much pressure, so much AoE onto their basket, that I think as long as he can keep that crab count out, that is going to be very deadly.
Absolutely. Crab is a nice special on this map. Let's see.
Yeah. I can tell because I had a scrim on this map list yesterday, and the team that we were playing against, they ran a splash that just spammed crab, and it was awful to especially play on this map because, like, by the time like you pushed out their crab from mid, they would just have a crab to push you back out of mid with like at their snipe, and it's pretty rough. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do, as we are going to be getting started here pretty shortly.
Yeah, because in my Ludi match yesterday, our dualies player kept those crabs up in that Scorch game, and we were able just to keep up the momentum, so...
Yeah, I hate to say it, folks, but I think we're back in the crab meta.
Welcome back, 2023 launch meta, or 2022.
Yeah, all we need is the nerfed machine to make a comeback.
Welcome back, machine and splash meta.
Can't forget machine, splash. What else was on there? Ballpoint. I guess Ballpoint was pretty popular. Yeah, back when pencil like wasn't good or wasn't out, I guess, as well.
Yeah, back.
What did you main before pencil pencil was a thing?
I played splash, actually.
That's so valid. You love to see it. But yeah, we're just waiting on Row here as we are going to get started.
All right.
Battle time.
Battle time.
That's going to be interesting to see what weapons they pull out here on Clamblitz Scorch. Just going to expect Push to run the same comp. Looks like they are going to have a Slosher instead of the Ink Brush. And it looks like Fish are going to have those Blapples instead of those Dapples. A little bit of a change up here from both of these teams.
Double slider on the side of Fish. And the bucket coming back up to the side of Push. Push's comp seems to have been working pretty well, putting up a still fight. And let's see, Push trying to get early control of mid here.
Yeah, the Slaughter's going to be playing pretty aggressive, trying to find this pick on the dualies, and they do, working with their teammates. And they're going to find 2, but this slider comes out from Arctan, finds 3! Big slider! And Arctan's going to be moving up on this X-Blow.
Huge slider. Unfortunately getting picked off by the X-Blow, but what a great pick. 3 down, allowing Fish to really get control here.
Yeah, Fish is going to be starting to collect these clams as Arctan is going to be jumping back in here. 2 specials online. You're going to see another slider just potentially coming out from Keylime soon. It's going to be interesting to see where they direct their attention to with these specials.
And here's the crab coming up from mid with the slider following up, finding 2. And will they score the ball with 1 up on the side of Push? The ball goes in. Ooh. Huge wipeout for Fish.
Yeah, they're going to take this basket down really low, probably around 50, yeah. But they're going to go numbers down here. I don't know if they're going to get any more follow-up as Andru's in a bad position. Unfortunately, they're going to get wiped, but this slider comes out, finds a double. Arctan slider is providing a lot of value for the team.
Absolutely, they're consistently finding picks. They may not have any clamps on the board, but they did push down the 50 and are still keeping the pressure up. Push caught in their spawn. Words.
Yeah, Andru's going to be coming in with this power clam. Looks like they're going to play a little bit more passive. These strikes are going to clear out Andru. Looking to play back, but they still have a numbers advantage for Fish. As another slider is going to be coming out, they're going to weaken this one. They're going to find the pick, but the Nautilus is going to shut it down.
Really non-stop pressure on the side of Fish. They're tripping down the basket with the crab coming out here to skirmish. Off with a splashdown. Does crab.
Ooh, and then a Nautilus is going to punish that crab. and they're going to eventually find the pick with their team. As Push finally showing some signs of life, they're going to clear Fish back into mid, but they have a lot of paint. So it's going to be difficult for Push to really get in without finding a few picks here, as Nautilus is going to work with their team, find a pick. They're going to have the splashdown online. They might play a little aggressive trying to find this pick. The slider comes out from, I believe that was Arctan. They're going to back up here, but the splashdown is going to find the pick on them.
With Fish going one down, and Push still having another splashdown online, would this be their time to make a move? Fish
Oh, them. I know, they're so weak. Yeah, and they're good. I just realized that Push is running double splashdown, just like they're running double reef slider on the side of Fish.
Oh yeah.
Very interesting.
Definitely a very interesting pick.
Oh!
Unfortunately, the Bubbles from Keylime getting picked off by the Nautilus.
Unstoppable force versus immovable object.
Truly the matchup of all time.
Yeah, and these strikes are going to be coming out soon from this slosher, working with that splashdown. Looks like they're going to play little slashes, but that slider is going to weaken a few of their team. Deyeeted is going to find this pick here, and it's going to be 2 numbers down for Push, but they have the cooler. They're going to be jumping back quick. But Fish is using that opportunity to take space.
What a great hold from Deyeeted there, finding those picks. And already, the Crab's looking to be coming out on the top of mid, probably after this Explode gets away.
Yeah, they're just applying so much pressure to top mid with these bombs. But this Crab tank is going to provide a lot of value for their team, as they're basically going to clear up the stack for them, and they're going to be 2 numbers down. But this double splashdown from both these teams, one's going to come out, the other one's still online, the second one's going to come out, but it looks like they're not going to get any value.
It's a huge play. And the basket being broken down again with only 1 member up on... Oh, and just as I say that, they go down. Commentator's curse.
Yeah, but you gotta notice here, Push has a lot of clams. 21, and they're gonna open this basket. Oh no, but they missed!
Oh. Unfortunate, but they're still giving the pressure with another splashdown online. Coming up, but getting picked off by the slider. Holy moly. Arctan sliders have really been putting up the pressure for Push here.
Yeah, unfortunately for this double splashdown comp, one slider gonna have the invincibility while they're sliding, and that splashdown, those hands are just gonna get ignored / destroyed. As now, Fish is holding mid with only 30 seconds to go.
Let's see. With a lot of clams on and specials in their hands, Fish has pretty good lead set. Push is going to need a really big push in order to get this game turned around, but it's never over until the tape line crosses the screen.
Tape line crosses the screen indeed. As Andru is going to play a little aggressive, going to try to work with this slider here from Arctan. Arctan playing really aggressive finds too, and it's just, whoa! What was that? Was that a double with the mines?
Dude, absolutely crazy quad there from Arctan, and then Fish breaking the barrier, ending overtime, getting match 4 into their favor.
That was crazy. Between the slider and just the mines following up with that, you would have never expected that combo to work out as well as it did. And now with that, Fish is going to be on match point heading into Zone's Robo.
Zone's Robo. Man, what a game. Non-stop pressure from Fish, and those sliders consistently getting picks, working very off well with the mines, especially having the double dualies there.
Yeah, and now looks like Luna is going to be coming back in for Fish. And with a map like Zone's Robo, you can't help but wonder what crazy reef sliders Arctan is going to be pulling off with this map, because I feel like this is one of the maps where you run that reef slider, you run that ink vac. So yeah, special shout out to you, streamer Nikki with ink vac. But this is where you run those really silly specials, and it's going to be interesting to see what value will it provide to the team.
Mm-hmm. And I'm interested to see what Push is going to put up, since Fish is at match point right now. They're definitely still looking to be in the game, not wanting it to go over just yet.
Yeah, and like we said before, with the season on the line, being on match point, a very tough spot to be if you're Push. Just because, like, all this work that you've worked for so far, on week number 5, it's gotta just feel scary. I don't really know much more to say. I'm sure you've probably had a few experiences like with that game, like that last game, holding on after a long season of CCA or Ludi.
Absolutely. It's definitely very nerve-wracking. The pressure's on. This is the make or break game for Push and both teams for Fish to get into playoffs. See what will be coming out, and they're certainly not over yet. They've still been putting up a good fight, having great chances to get that pushes down on the Scorched Clouds game, but Fish just shutting them down.
Yeah, and even with those sliders, the one thing I will say about Fish's comp is that they do not have a lot of paint, so Push on their last leg really needs to take the opportunities that they have with their paint advantage between that X-Blow, that Zap, Slosher, Nautilus. They all play paint pretty well, so
Absolutely.
If I'm Push, I have to focus paint, focus key players, and just take one game at a time.
I guess you'd say you want to push the paint.
Push it.
Push it real good. Alright, the game seems to be, so we'll be starting shortly, just waiting on one member of Push.
Yeah, it's going to be Row again. It'll be interesting to see what weapons they pull out. And, yeah, I'm repeating myself, but season on the line. You got to pull out all the stops here. Fish. On match point. 3-1 Fish. We're going to be getting started now.
Alright, and let's see what coming out for each teams.
It looks like here we're going to be seeing Push running the Slosher, same comp from before, and Fish has the big swig roller coming out from Arctan.
Big swig. Definitely an interesting pick after the sliders, but I can see the value with it for the rain, providing some damage here. And let's see, Push already moving up fast, contesting the zone pretty quickly. Fish still locked in their elbow.
Yeah, if you're Push, you gotta feel real good about these comps because no sliders, nothing to stop those double splashdowns, and I think that's gonna be able to allow them to get a lot of value. But Fish is gonna take this zone early, but this splashdown is gonna come out to try to stall the zone. Another splashdown comes out, but it's just the Zap. I don't even know how they all died, but they're gonna Fish is gonna be taking all the space. It looks like someone fell off the map, and it's a delayed wipe.
A delayed wipe. Yeah. I'm sure the nerves are on for if you're Push here. Fish already taking up the choke here, but it's not over yet. With the zone almost at half, they got one.
Yeah.
Push got Expo going down on the side of Push.
Yeah, Push is going to be getting down to their last push potentially of the season. This splashdown, going to try to find value. They're going to find one pick, work together with their strikes to cat the zone, and they're going to live to see another day as this Nautilus is going to try to provide some value for their team.
Push is really showing that they're not giving up yet, that they're still in this fight. Really putting on the pressure, with the rain coming out from... Oh, and finding the pick on the Nautilus.
Yeah, this big swig is definitely something you don't want to see when you're the enemy team, and they have this space here as 2 goes down, working with Andru's crab tank to find those picks. This Nautilus is going to be alone, but they're going to back up and try to get some help from the team. Andru and Arctan working together, trying to find this pick on this Nautilus. Andru's in a pretty bad spot. He's going to like to jump out.
Get the zone neutralized right here. Fish being pushed a little back into their window, with Push trying to get a little bit more advantage. The tool is dropping right there. And we see the rain coming out as Push caps the zone.
Yeah, it's going to be numbers even for both of these teams. Arctan finds a really nice pick there on the Zap. They're gonna lose the pain. Arctan trying to find anything else, but they cannot. They get caught out by the Nautilus. It's just going to be Andru trying to fight off this zone, and unfortunately they go down as well. This is exactly what Push needs. They gotta push here. You got the picks.
Exactly, you just gotta really push up. This elbow is his key space for holding it. They can't let Fish take back, especially with still one special online for Deyeeted.
Yeah, they're gonna pop this weight breaker. They're gonna clear out their court, or whatever this is called, elbow, sorry. bad moment. But Andru is gonna use this crab tank to try to stall this zone, and they're gonna go 3, Push is gonna go 3 down, just a splashdown. The splashdown's gonna find 2 though. Finds 3, the Nautilus. Big triple there from Row, and it's just gonna be Deyeeted left. It's gonna be interesting to see if anyone tries to jump into them. Deyeeted's just gonna back up. Oh, but the Nautilus is gonna get the delayed quad.
Absolutely, a nice flip there from Push, taking the lead on 32. Or 33 with the penalty just ticking down. Zap going down on the side of Fish, and it's not over. See where Arctan is close to rain, and let's see how they can push up with this to try and get Push back off of their zone.
Yeah, this rain's gonna come out, and Arctan's gonna try to find a play on the right. They're gonna work with the crab. There's gonna be 2 down, but this zone still struggling a little bit, but eventually goes to Fish. It's Arctan just trying to play up front, trying to find these picks on Row and their friends, but the splashdown gonna come out, find the pick, and Row gonna try to go on a tear with this Nautilus, but unfortunately they get caught out by Fish, and it's just a Zap alive.
Bro is really putting up the pressure from push. The Nautilus, the splashdown, great picks, really keeping up the aggression that they need to try and keep fish wild out. With them already here on the elbow.
Yeah, notice how much more aggressive Fish is playing when they have these opportunities. If you're push, you really got to look into that in the future and just take this elbow when you can. You can't let the other team get the space, as this big swig is going to provide a lot of AoE. Unfortunately, they're going to fall, so that's going to give a little bit of space to push as the splashdown comes out. Unfortunately, does not find a pick, and this zone is taken down quick. Push, gonna cap the zone. Arctan's going to go down. It's going to be numbers even. Oh my god, it's chaos over here.
With the 1 minute left on the clock, both teams are really giving it all. Push not want to be out of the game just yet. With getting a pick on the crab tank.
Ooh, big shot there from Deyeeted.
Oh, Deyeeted going down with the zone counting down. Push in the lead right here. Fish 2 down. So zone slowly ticking away, and Push taking the lead once more, finding a pick on Arctan with the splashdown. All right, they just gotta hold it here. Oh, Push going
just the
down.
explode.
Let's see.
It's just this Expo to hold the zone, the splashdown. Oh, but it looks like they're not going to get anything contested, and the Expo is going to hold off the zone. Push lives to see another day.
Let's Push taking it to 3-2 now. Oh, what a game. They definitely found their footing again, just putting up the pressure that they needed to lock the fish out.
Yeah, that was just awesome there. With the season on the line, they're going to hold on to it. They're going to live to see another day, as we're going to be heading forward to Tower Control Mako Mart. Tower Control Mako Mart is definitely one of those maps to where it can snowball really quick.
Absolutely. Especially, it's another good crab map we have here. Being able to hold them out well if you want to set up a crab like on right stack. Oh, and we do see a sub
looks like
on the side of Push.
This sub for Push might be what they need so they can equalize this set out. Would love to see a Game 7 here because, I mean, why not? You'd love to see Game 7s.
Exactly. Especially on such a tense match that key the playoffs for both teams.
Yeah, Tower Control Maka is going to be interesting to see if we see any bubble weapons. I think bubble, this is one of the best maps to play bubble on, and it looks like on top of that, Keylime's going to be coming back in for Fish. Going to be great to see if they're going to, what weapons they're going to be playing swapping between those Blapples, Dapples, and Nautilus.
Love to see it. What great comps coming out from both teams here, putting up the pressure. Not often you see a double splashdown, or at least that I come across a double splashdown, and it has been working. Except for when the sliders come out on the side of fish.
And would you rather have double splashdown or double reef slider?
Oh, I've played with the double splashdown comp, so I have to personally say double splashdown.
Very interesting. But yeah, looks like we're going to be starting this timer down. 3-2 in favor of Fish, but Push not out of it yet. They're gonna come back from behind, take game number 5, and in game number 6, Push is gonna have the momentum to equalize the set.
Absolutely. Will the Push be able to keep on the momentum, being able to take another game, forcing it to game 7, or will Fish take the game, solidifying their win?
Find out next time on this stream. Cut the stream. Whoa, we gotta make the viewers. We gotta make the viewers pay for it.
Exactly. Put up the paywall. No. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. We're cooked, but we're gonna be looking at these. Oh, what the heck! Triple splashdown! Triple splashdown!
Damn! Double, triple splashdown.
Cooler on top of that. Oh man, this is gonna be a fun one. Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, and they have ended the match. Certainly a pick. I know we were talking about double splashdown, but really putting the triple in triple splashdown there.
Oh man, no! Don't change it, please. They're gonna change it. Keep it.
It's peak comp. It's peak comp.
It's a peak comp. Tower Control. Push has had to take a moment to reflect on what they've done. They probably oh no, it was just swapped. Keylime was the other one. That's why they were running triple splashdown. I didn't even know
makes sense. Push trying to steal fish. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I know the food market was crazy, but you don't gotta steal fish now.
Exactly.
It's not that deep.
So the deep fish going to just fish now.
Yeah, they're gonna get their fish back, and it looks like we're going to be getting started pretty shortly. I don't really know how the weapons change. I'm pretty sure everyone just stays the same. I guess the Nautilus just goes back onto fish. But yeah, I would have loved to see triple splashdown.
Absolutely, especially with the cooler enabling that would be splashdown and feeding galore.
Oh yeah, but yeah, as we've said before, Fish is winning 3-2. This is match point for Fish, but Push is not out of it yet because this is game number 6. All they need is 2 more games to take this set. The loser of this set is likely eliminated from playoffs in the CCA, but it's not over till it's over, as we are going to be getting started pretty shortly, folks.
But they go TC. Will Push keep up the momentum, snagging it game 6 and bringing it to game 7? Or will Fish solidify their win here? Only one way to find out, as we hop into game number 6.
Is there still enough time to put up the paywall?
I'm sure there's plenty of time.
But yeah, we're not going to see that Nautilus. We're going to again see the ink brush coming out on tower control. Very interesting, as it looks like the rest of these comps are pretty normal.
Yep. Same comps we've seen throughout both of the games on both sides of Push and Fish. Push already pressing the advantage, poking out the right stack. Trying to get a pick on Deyeeted in this brush here.
Yeah, this ink brush playing the position really well, but Deyeeted gets a nice direct. It's going to one-shot them with that well string. AoE providing a lot of value, as now Fish has the numbers advantage, but they're playing a little bit passive. I don't know if they might be a little worried, but it looks, oh, that's a big pick there. Or I believe that was the zap. The zap's going to pressure Deyeeted and find a double. Ooh.
Oh, crazy. Fish going 3 down. A splashdown coming out, picking 2.
Oh, man. That might be what Fish needed to get back into this, but this Nautilus holding down the front lines. They're going to find a pick there, and Push is going to take this first checkpoint.
They're really not letting up. They're showing us that they're in it to win it here. They're not giving up.
Ooh. Okay, I see Push. Push pulling out all the stops. They're finding these picks left and right here. They're going to have this splashdown online, this custom Explo. Taking it to checkpoint 2, this is officially entering the danger zone. But this Crab Tank's going to try to stall, and they're going to be 2 numbers down on the side of Push. Looks like they're going to respect and give up this tower. Arctan going to try to move up and take this space, but the splashdown going to find a double there, as Arctan's going to find 1 pick. But they have this stack control. They're working with Andru. Andru finds a double, and it's just the custom Explo left.
This could be the time for Fish to take back map control and really get their push of their own going, especially with Andru close to Crab. Fish going 1 down.
Yeah, this Crab Tank's going to be key, but this bomb almost kills them. But there's going to be someone on this left stack. I see them. It's the ink brush. Point blank Crab Tank. I wonder if they're going to try to shuffle and roll someone over. But Andru trying to find 1 pick at a time. They're going to find 1. They're going to find 2. Big picks there from Andru, but the rest of their team is going down.
Now, huge sustain there from Andru. Oh, and just as I say that, they go down. Fish numbers even.
Yeah, these commentator curses are getting a little out of hand. But, Deyeeted trying to play this tower, but they didn't have the support of their team. Keylime gonna play aggressive, popping the splashdown, but they're not gonna find a pick. But they have the numbers. Fish needs to move, but Keylime just getting constantly pressured by this Explo.
Yeah, the Explo's really putting in a lot of pressure and chip damage here with the AoE from it.
Yeah, this custom Explo just going to keep on applying pressure to the enemy team because they have such a big lead. They can just stall this out. As we see here, Andru trying to find a pick. They're going to find a pick on the ink brush. They're going to barely avoid that bomb. Looks like the Nautilus is going to try to pressure them. It's just Andru left, and they're going to get collapsed by the team of Push. 2 minutes to go, and Push has a really strong lead.
Push is really keeping up the pressure here. They have the ability to stall it out since they have a 70-point lead on this from Fish. And they're just really trying to keep them walled out, not wanting to give it up, wanting to give it to that game 7 here.
Ooh.
But the Zap, the Brush finding a pick on the duelies, are getting traded out by Keylime.
Yeah, but they don't see the Zap here, trying to flank from behind, taking this space, but Andru's going to call them out. With a minute and 30 seconds to go, they need to take this. Oh, but the Nautilus comes from behind with a splashdown. Does not find a pick, and Andru gonna work with their team to call it out.
what a play. Push going 2 down, and we have a crab coming up from the side of the crab take from Andru on the tower. 1-6
they know
flicking over there. That pit.
They know someone's over there on the right. There's 2 people over there on the right. Looks like Andru's gonna find one. There's 2 numbers down. Looks like Max is trying to, or Arctan's trying to pressure that, but it's just Andru. Oh no, that's not what you want to see from Fish.
Nope. With 60 seconds on the clock, Fish is still struggling to take control here. Finding it one pick with the bomb on the side of Keylime. Keylime getting picked off with the bomb afterwards.
Yes, Custom X is going to be playing really aggressive. Finds the trade from the big switch, going to get the pick, but it's just Andru again. Andru's going to try to hold this right, but they're going to be getting rushed by 2 different people with this crab tank. Inkbrush coming from behind. I don't think Andru sees it though. They're trying to apply pressure forward.
Push has really locked in and showed us that they are here to win it, wanting to bring it to game 7. With 30 seconds on the map, will Fishfishfishfish be able to get a push here? Going 3 down, leaving just Keylime up with a splashdown.
Oh, they're going to pop that splashdown. Unfortunately, they're not going to find any picks off of it. 15 seconds to go. Fishfishfish needs to get back in here quick.
Yeah, they do. With the clock Soy's ticking down 10 seconds, they got to dive the tower here. But Push putting up really good map control.
Yeah, it's up to Andru to get on the tower, and with 1 second left, they're gonna get on the tower. They're gonna find a trade, but there's no one else on Fish to get on there. And Push gonna equalize it 3-3. We're heading to a game 7 here, folks.
What a way to end the set. Such a crucial set. Game 7 for the playoffs here. Love to see it. Love to see both teams really fighting for their spot.
Yeah, and Game 7 gonna be none other than Rainmaker on Marlin Airport. We got a fun one here. Oh boy.
What a fun way to end the set. Marlin Rainmaker.
Yeah, I wonder if PSU is gonna bring back out those sliders. They've been working so well, and they kind of just abandoned them. Then losing 2 games in a row. So on Rainmaker with sliders. You gotta hope that Arctan pulls out this undercover umbrella.
Absolutely. I definitely, if you're Push, I'm sure you're feeling good. Just taking 2 games off in a row, bringing it to game 7. I'm sure energy's feeling high on the side of Fishfishfishfish. You're probably a little bit nervous, but you're never over. You can still take this back. It all comes down to this game of Rainmaker.
Yeah, and with everything at an all-time high, game 7. Playoffs on the line for both these teams. It's gonna be crazy. That's all I can say. It's like I'm just prepping for it. It's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be a crazy game. Wondering what comp changes will PSU bring back their sliders.
I mean, you gotta anticipate it. You know, like those sliders were providing so much value for both Arctan and Keylime. So you just I feel like you just have to run it here.
Yeah, definitely. Especially on Marlin, with those areas being uninkable going up, a reef slider following up could be great to get into that final check.
For sure. As it looks like here, a couple of these players feeling pretty confident, but a couple are still debating their weapon choices, as it looks like we're going to be getting started pretty shortly. Just waiting on Ro and Lan Evo.
Can't wait to see what both teams pull out here.
Definitely. I think not only is those sliders going to be big, but if they don't pull out the sliders, the double splashdowns from Push are going to be deadly with that Rainmaker shield.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if it's caught off guard, getting damage from both the splashdown and the pop itself.
Yeah, and as we get started in just about 10 seconds, we'd like to appreciate everyone for being here. This, again, as a reminder, this is Game 7. Both these teams looking to get their 3rd win of the season. Looks like the loser is likely to be out of playoffs, so we got a big one here. On behalf of PSU Splatoon, we appreciate you all for being here, and we are going to be getting started. Game 7, Rainmaker Marlin.
Let's go. This is Push's last match of the season. A win will guarantee them playoffs here, with Fish going still 2-1.
Yeah, and take a look at these weapon comps. They're going to pull out the double slider. Double slider versus double splashdown.
Unstoppable force versus immovable object.
Indeed, and it looks like Push is going to be playing a little more aggressive. It looks like, I believe they're going to find the early pop, but no. That a lot of the damage there from those dapples, both of these sliders going to be online. Keylime playing really aggressive, trying to find this pick. They're going to weaken them, but Arctan coming in with the slider. Oh, but it's going to be a 2v2.
Let's see, Fish trying to push the fish, unfortunately getting a wipe by Push here, looking to quickly turn the momentum around with the splashdown right from the not on check.
Yeah, Nautilus going to be playing really aggressive with the splashdown. They're going to find the checkpoint, and with two splashdowns online from Push, this Nautilus is going to be moving and finding a lot of damage. They're going to find two.
They're going to find two. Push really get the momentum, getting picked off by Keylime there. But it's not over for Fish with another slider coming out and finding one. Ooh, Push going 3 down. Keylime really putting in the work.
Yeah, Keylime's going to find a double with that slider. They're going to call out this fish, but they need to take this space, as they have a pretty long way to go with that first strong push there. And Keylime already halfway to another slider. Deyeeted gonna try to dunk it. They get called out. That's gonna be 2 down for fish. And they're gonna be another trade there. It's just Andru left on those dualies.
Man, what a game. What a game so far. Andru being able to pop. Will they try and dive to dunk it, or will they get picked? They broke through the checkpoint. The fish getting dunked.
Yeah, Andru making a hero play there, being the only one alive, being able to pop that Rainmaker and get the checkpoint. Big if you're Fish, but they're still going to be in numbers down. This custom expo providing a lot of pressure for Push with the triple splashdown and strikes online. The slider's going to come in. They're going to find a pick. They're going to be in a bad spot. They're going to get called out by Push. Numbers advantage for Push as they are moving up.
Oh yeah, another sliding up, coming out from the side of Fish. Unfortunately, not finding a pick, but the Rainmaker does go down. Push 2 down. Let's see if Fish can retake map control and really put up the pressure here to get they need to get the win.
Yeah, that was a big crab tank there from Andru, being able to provide a lot of pressure. And they're going to be playing aggressive, but that splash wall from the custom Explo is going to back them up. Going in for another play there, they're going to find a pick with that torpedo. The Nautilus is going to be weak, but they have this splashdown. They're going to be playing aggressive, trying to call anyone out, but they do not. And it looks like we're going to be in a pretty stall fest here with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
Absolutely. The splashdown coming outside of the Push. With it, Push still having strikes and Fish still having a slider. Oh, the knot going 2 down on the side of Push. Will Fish be able to capitalize this? The Reef Slider coming up, finding another pick, leaving just the Expo standing. Now would be a good time for Fish to take the fish and really get the lead.
Yeah, they just have to rush us here. It's very much a delayed wipe. But Deyeeted's going to be playing a little slow. They're going to get the lead, but not by much, as Andru and this crab tank are going to find a pick. They still have numbers, so they have to keep this moving. Keylime going to get a lot of pressure onto this Rainmaker. I wonder if they're going to grab it right away. They're playing a little bit slower, but they're not grabbing the fish. Very interesting call here from Fish.
Slider coming out from Arctan with the Rainmaker coming up. Arctan trying to really contest the zone here near the check to allow. Huge. Will they dunk it? Will they dunk it?
Deyeeted!
Fish dunks it, taking game 7.
Oh man, they played that very, very slow, very cautious, but it works out for them as they work together as a team. They retaliate, they use their specials, and they take game 7. PSU Fish is going to be 3-1, and they have 1 game to go with their rematch against UDeep.
What a game. Really, Push started off really good, getting that nice early lead in, but Fish was able to push right back, putting out the pressure. Because sometimes patience really is the name of the game in Rainmaker.
Yeah, I mean, I would have grabbed that fish right away, but playing slow, playing very cautious. You love to see it because it allowed them to, because when you think in a situation right there, it's like, oh, the fish is right there, they're gonna get more points, we gotta rush it to stop it. But the fish kind of playing that mind game there, as we see our streamer rotating around PSU Arctan with those sliders. But gotta give credit to all of the team, as I think all of them played well. Not only credit to Fish, but credit to Push, taking it all the way to game 7, despite they were down 3-1. Able to take 2 games, making it 3-3. It's got to be you still have to feel good about yourself if you're Push.
Oh, absolutely.
Being able to take those 2 games.
Oh, absolutely. Both teams played it very well. Push had their great moments, being able to keep up the nonstop pressure as well, really giving Fish a run for their money.
Yeah, and Fish. Going away from that double slider comp, but then they bring it back for game 7. And despite playing a little bit slow at the start, those double sliders are going to provide a lot of ended up providing a lot of value. And as we're going to take a little peek at these stats here, just noticing. It looks just notice like look at all that paint from Arctan. The paint and the slider. 7 sliders. Yeah. Insane. As we're taking a look at the rest of these games here, you saw them with the slider. We saw that one game where Keylime played the cooler, which worked out in the favor because they were able to get that knockout. And on score, yeah, there's where that double slider really worked out. Arctan getting over 2,000 paint for 2 games plus. You don't really see that. So you don't see that from an undercover brawler that much. As you see, this is where Push was starting to get their numbers back, being able to retaliate. They take this game. Really strong performance there by Row. 16-6 with 7 splashdowns. They keep it up with 13-9 with 5 splashdowns, and they take Tower Control Mako. But it came down to Rainmaker Marlin, and who else was it but the Fish? Andru going 15-4. Great performance by them, being able to really create those openings for Fish. And with that, Fish is going to be 3-1, 1 set to go versus UJeep, and Push is going to finish the season with 2-3.
What a game. What a game. That's all I can really say. Bringing it back to Game 7.
Yeah, just overall an amazing set here. This late afternoon / early evening, whatever you want to call it. But amazing performance by both these teams. Fish is going to be playing their match tomorrow at some point. I don't know if we have coverage, but we will see. But other than that, we appreciate you all for watching this crazy set. We are going to be back. We're going to be streaming in just an hour and 45 minutes on Kraken Mare's channel. I'm actually going to, if you could do me a favor, a lovely streamer, if you could put that link in the chat, I'll send it to you in just a moment. Here we go. So at 8 o'clock, we are going to be watching Total Party Kill versus High Tide. It's going to be a Div 6 matchup. Another PSU team versus a undefeated High Tide. It'll be fun to see. And on top of that, we're going to be ending the night with PSU Blue versus UCSD Gold on the CCA Twitch channel. It's going to be me playing for Blue. But, yeah, other than that, we appreciate you all for being here. Penn State Splatoon wishes you a wonderful rest of your evening, and we hope to see you in about an hour and 45 minutes.
All right, thanks for stopping by. Goodbye, chat.
Adios.